Were you aware at the time that they were even using like a ripoff of the character?
Well, I found out, but I mean, I was the real deal. I was the guy that did it.
Right.
I mean, even stepping outside from having been the owner and the creator and the performer of it, it was always amazing to me how anybody could think, that's him. Right. That's him.
So you were never offended?
I didn't appreciate it. Okay. I didn't appreciate it. And I had a good laugh out of it because what I thought was that they got together, Hogan and Jimmy Hart and those guys over there and Bischoff, and they really thought, and I really believe this, they really thought that if they did that I would track them down with gear bag in hand and say, how dare you do that? I am him. I really thought that they were thinking that they were calculating that I would do that I would show up at the next TV. They were trying to draw me out. Right. And I thought, man, this is really funny.
So, what led to you coming into WCW? Who placed the first phone call?
I had a conversation with Hulk probably in '97 or something. He called me. Right. And he was slobbering all over himself about how he was going to do all kinds of great things over there, and like that I should just show up to go along for the ride. And I said, well, I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. I'm not interested in, coming over there just to go along for the ride. Right. And making it very clear that, because he was talking about the authority he had over there to literally just write checks, basically, is the way he was saying it, that they approached him, they wanted him in there, so he had the checkbook, and he could do anything. But also, in the same sentence, telling me, but, I'm thinking things through. I'm not necessarily just going to be wild with writing the checks. But I made it clear to him that if I was going to come over there, then it was going to be a pretty wild check. And we had that one conversation, and then Eric Bischoff ended up contacting maybe my attorney out of New York.
Do you think Hogan wanted you to come in just so he could get his WrestleMania 6 back, his win back?
You?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I mean, is that sick?
Yeah.
I mean, that's hilarious, man. When I was over there, there's a guy that's insecure, man. And I didn't know it because I had the chance to spend some time with him. He invited me to come to his place after we did a TV for WCW in Miami. He invited me to come to his place the next time the week before Halloween Havoc or something like that. So I went down there early. I flew to Tampa and I stayed with him one night. And man, it was an eye-opening experience. But there's a guy that's insecure, really bad. It was disheartening to see somebody with so much, had done so much, and can really do anything, and has incredible power to get attention, right, to get something, get some empowering messages out to young people and stuff, and he's not using it.
Right. How would you compare Bischoff to McMahon?
Well, you could break it down a bunch of different ways, but the simplest way would be that the McMahon is a leader. Right. He's a leader and he's a planner and he follows through with his plan. Bischoff he always used to use the word spontaneity. The spontaneity is one thing. Showing up an hour and a half before live TV when millions of dollars are on the line, that's lunacy. That's not spontaneity. That's lunacy. You need to be in a straitjacket.
So
I think he let anxiety get to him. He probably could have visited and got his prescription filled a few more times than he did.
Right. So what was the backstage scene like in the company? Was it just utter chaos?
Yeah. Everybody was doing whatever they wanted to do.
Right.
There was no leadership at all. No direction.
How do you compare your WCW run to your runs in the WWF? Was it as fulfilling for you?
Brutal. Come on, you thought you were going to catch me on that one?
No.
It was, The Dynamite Kid used to say Brizoodle, man.
Right.
That was Brizoodle. I mean, that match with Hogan was the worst one, and it is ironic that I had one of my best ones and my worst one with him.
I was actually going to ask you if you
Yeah.
thought that was ironic.
I mean, they didn't put me in the ring. I had a 6-month contract. Let's see, when was it? Halloween Havoc, end of October. My contract ran till the end of November or end of December.
Right.
And after we had Halloween Havoc, the next night they were in Phoenix. Well, I lived in Phoenix, so it was, it was just a natural that I was going to show up there. They did the little spas at the end where I came in and, threw everybody out of the ring. The next week was Kansas City. I only went to the TVs.
Right.
I show up at Kansas City and nobody expected me to be there.
How'd you get the plane ticket then?
That's how, chaotic and unorganized the office was. The office had sent me a ticket to get there. So I got there and I wasn't, nobody expected me to be there. I tried to get to talk to Bischoff. He wouldn't talk to me. And for the next couple of weeks, I think I called, the number that I remember is I called 16 times. He wouldn't return my call.
Right.
And all I asked him to do, I said to him, look, this doesn't make any sense. Put me in the ring. Let me work matches.
Right.
My stuff can happen in the ring. It didn't make any sense. The kind of money that they paid me. And then for the last 2 months of my contract, of a 6-month contract, I didn't even work it.
Right.
I mean, they didn't give the character an even opportunity. That was stupid. The first 15 minutes was a launching pad to do really great things. OWN was a great concept. Ultimate Warrior was already over as an intense killer.
Right.
I mean, I tore my bicep when I came back, and I was back, and I was in the ring at Halloween Havoc 4 weeks later. There were guys that tore biceps and didn't show up for 6 months and still got paid for it.
Right.
So, there was nothing that I did to turn them off to the idea of using Ultimate Warrior in some way. They took OWN, which was a great concept. One guy can't do everything. I went under the ring after I did the 15-minute spiel, Good versus Evil and Hogan. We did the trapdoor thing. I went down there. I had to wait till everybody cleared out of the building. When I came back through the curtain, all the crew people were there. And they were congratulating me, saying, man, that was awesome. This is really great that, you're here and the way this thing turned out. Nobody from the office, Bischoff or Hogan or anybody, called me or nothing. I didn't talk to any of them. And then on the next Monday was TV. On Friday, I called Hogan. Brother, you went over our head, he says. He got offended because I was working the gimmick out there in the ring. And they blew it. I didn't blow it.
Right. What did you think of the idea of the entrance with the trapdoor and the smoke and all that? Did you like it? Did you think it was appropriate for the character?
I thought one time. I thought they were going to use it one time.
Right.
The first night. And they started using it over and over again. Right. But look, again, only one guy can do one thing. They were already convinced after the first 15 minutes that this guy came back and made an impact that went over our heads. And that's not the plan we had. The plan is get him into a match with Hogan and let Hogan pin him so Hogan can feel good about himself. Right. And, so the fact that I came back, it did something good.
Do you think they automatically cut your legs out from under you the second you were on TV and they saw that your reaction?
Yeah. The first 15 minutes was great, man. Did I have all the ideas? No. But it takes a team. It could have worked out really great.